Hi guys, good day, it's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class is all about simplifying rational algebraic expressions. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So this is already part 3 of our video class, the part 1 of our video. We actually answer this one class basic examples in simplifying rational algebraic expressions. And then we have plenty of examples class with regards to the part 1. So if you want to learn more with regards to the part 1 class, I will just put the link on the description down below. Feel free to see your video class. And then for the part 2 class, we actually answer this one. Another simplifying rational algebraic expressions, and then we are dealing with the difference of two squares. We are factoring general trinomials, and then many examples class with regards to the part 2. So if you want to learn more with regards to the part 2 class, I will just put the link on the description down below. Feel free to see the video class. Alright, and then in today's video class for the part 3, this will be quite complicated because we are dealing with the sum and difference of two cubes. So example, this one, number 1, we have difference of two cubes. X cube is a perfect cube and then 8 is a perfect cube. And then for number 3, we have sum of two cubes. So this one, x cube is a perfect cube and then 27 is a perfect cube. And then for number 5 class, this will be quite complicated for number 5. Because the number before x squared is greater than 2, and then we have general trinomials, so we need to do groupings for number 5. But once again, class, do not be worried with this one class because we will be explaining this one step by step. Alright, so let me just erase number 4 and then number 5 because we need to explain this one class step by step. We don't have enough space, class. We will put our solution here. So let me just erase number 4 and then number 5. Alright, so let's start with example number 1. So our given, we have x cubed minus 8 over x squared minus 4. So our numerator, we have difference of two cubes. X cubed is a perfect cube and then 8 is a perfect cube. So let's recall class with regards to the sum and difference of two cubes. So if your first term is a perfect cube and then your second term is a perfect cube and then you have plus sign, so there will be sum of two cubes. To get your answer, class, to get the factor, first step, cube root of the first term, get the cube root of the first term, the cube root of x cubed, that would be equal to x. Once again, class, the cube root of x cubed, that would be equal to x. Why is that, sir? Because x times x times x, that would be x cubed. So therefore, the cube root of x cubed, that would be equal to x. So that's why you have x. Simply copy plus sign, and then get the cube root of the second term, the cube root of y cubed. So cancel 3, that would be equal to y. Once again, class, the cube root of y cubed, that would be equal to y. Why is that, sir? Because y times y times y, that would be equal to y cubed. Therefore, the cube root of y cubed, that would be equal to y. So that's why you have y. Once again, class, first step, get the cube root of the first term, that would be x. Get the cube root of the second term, that would be y. Simply copy the sign of the middle term. So that would be x plus y. And then your next factor, class, that would be positive, negative, and then positive. Once again, class, your next factor, the operation, that would be positive, negative, and then positive. So how do you get the second factor? Now, your second factor, class, this will be your guide, your first factor. Once again, class, to get your second factor, your guide will be your first factor. To get x squared, simply get the square of the first term, the square of x. So x times x. Okay, once again, class, our first answer, we have x plus y. Now, to get the second factor, you get the square of x. X times x. Once again, class, x squared, it means x times x. X times x, that would be x squared. So, square of x, x times x, that would be x squared. Simply multiply the first term and the second term, x times y, that would be xy. Now, your operation, class, that would be minus. Positive, negative, and then positive. Get the square of the second term, y times y, that would be y squared. Okay, so that's the thing there, class, with regards to the sum of two cubes. Get the cube root of the first term, x, cube root of the second term, y, copy the sign. Now, this will be your guide, class, to get the second factor. So, to get the second factor, get the square of the first term, x times x, that would be x squared. And then your second operation, it should be minus, so positive, negative. And then get the product of the first term and second term, x times y, that would be xy. And then get the square of the last term, y times y, that would be y squared. So positive, negative, and then positive. Okay, I hope it's clear for you, class, with regards to the sum. Now, let's talk about the difference. Now, the difference, class, there would be minus sign. So, get the cube root of the first term, the cube root of x cubed, there would be x. Get the cube root of the second term, the cube root of y cubed, there would be y. Simply copy the sign. And then all of your answer, class, with regards to your second factor are all positive. So, check this one out, class. All of your second factor will be all positive. So, you have x squared. Same answer, class. Same scenario. X squared, get the square of the first term. X times x, that would be x squared. Multiply x times y, that would be xy. And then all of your answer, class, will be all positive. Positive and then positive. Get the square of the second term, y times y, that would be y squared. Okay, so that's the thing, class, with regards to the sum and difference of two cubes. Once again, class, if you want to learn more with regards to the sum and difference of two cubes, I do have a video for that one, class, and then I will just put the link on the description down below. This is just a short recap, class, with regards to the sum and difference of two cubes. Alright, so to get the factors, simply get the cube root of the first term, the cube root of x cubed. That would be equal to x. So x. Get the cube root of the second term, the cube root of 8. You think of a number, class, that when you multiply it by itself 3 times, you will get 8. Once again, class, the cube root of 8. You think of a number that when you multiply it by itself 3 times, you will get 8. What's the answer, class? That's correct. That would be 2, right? Because if you multiply 2 by itself 3 times, 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2, that would be 8. So therefore, the cube root of 8, that would be equal to 2. So this is 2. Now, since this is minus sign, simply copy minus sign. And then our second factor, class, this will be our guide. Get the square of the first term, x times x, that would be x squared. Multiply the first term and second term, x times 2, that would be 2x. And then all of the answer, class, must be all positive. Once again, class, your first factor, you have minus sign. And then your second factor, all of the answer, class, will be all positive, will be all plus. So plus, and then get the square of the second term, 2 times 2, that would be equal to 4. And then close parenthesis. Alright, and then for our denominator, class, we can apply the difference of two squares. Your first term is a perfect square, and then your second term is a perfect square. If you have example like this, very easy, class, to factor this out. Put 2 parentheses. Simply get the square root of the first term, the square root of x squared, that would be equal to x. So x and then x. Get the square root of the second term, the square root of 4, that would be 2. So 2 and then 2, put plus and minus sign. That's it, class. Even if you apply, class, the FOIL method, I'm sure, class, you will get this answer. Alright, and then we can cancel out x minus 2. So we can cancel out x minus 2 and then x minus 2. Alright, so therefore our answer, class, that would be x squared plus 2x plus 4. The other one, we have x plus 2. So once again, class, we can cancel this out because this is the same, x minus 2 and then x minus 2. That's it, class. That's the answer with regards to example number 1. Now, question, sir, can we factor out the numerator? You think of two numbers, class, that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 4. When you combine the two numbers, you will get positive 2. So what are the factors of 4? Let's check, class, if we can factor this out, the numerator. Factors of 4, we have 1 times 4 and then 2 times 2. So if we combine 1 plus 4, once again, class, you think of two numbers that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 4. When you combine, you will get positive 2. So if we add 1 plus 4, that would be 5. If we subtract 4 minus 1, that would be equal to 3. Nope, we cannot get 2. How about this one? If we add 2 plus 2 is 4. If we subtract 2 minus 2, that would be equal to 0. Nope, we cannot get 2. So therefore, class, we cannot simplify this one. This will be our final answer, class, with regards to example number 1. All set. All set, class, with regards to example number 1. So our answer, we have, so quite complicated, right? For number 1, we have x squared plus 2x plus 4 over x plus 2. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 1. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 2. Alright, so let's have example number 2. So let me just write the answer here. We don't have enough space. So therefore, we can apply the difference of two cubes. M cube is a perfect cube and then 8 is a perfect cube. So once again, first step, get the cube root of the first term, the cube root of m cube. That would be equal to m. So cancel this out. So therefore, the cube root of m cube, that would be equal to m. So m. And then get the cube root of 8. Once again, we answered it a while ago. The cube root of 8, that would be equal to 2. Because 2 times 2 times 2, that would be equal to 8. So therefore, the cube root of 8, that would be equal to 2. So 2, and then simply copy minus sign. So this will be our first factor. And then to get the second factor, this will be our guide. Get the square of the first term, m times m. Once again, the square of the first term, m times m, that would be m squared. And then simply multiply the first term by the second term, m times 2, that would be 2m. Now, all of your answer, class, with regards to the second factor must be all positive. Positive and then positive. Get the square of the second term, 2 times 2, that would be equal to 4. Once again, class, get the square of the second term, negative 2 squared. Negative 2 times negative 2, that would be equal to positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 2, that would be equal to negative times negative is positive, 2 times 2 is 4. So that's why we have positive 4. Alright, and then over, for our denominator, we have 2m cubed plus 4m squared plus 8m. So we have given 2, 4, and 8. Can we factor out the numbers? Yup, we can factor out the numbers. What would be the greatest common factor, class, of 2, 4, and 8? That's correct. That would be 2, right? We can divide 2 by 2. We can divide 4 by 2. We can divide 8 by 2. So therefore, the greatest common factor of 2, 4, and 8, that would be equal to 2. So 2, alright, 2. And then for the variable, select the variable with the least exponent, with the least degree. So therefore, we'll be selecting m. Alright, and then simply divide this one. 2m cubed divided by 2m. So 2m cubed divide 2m. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. M cubed divided by m. Simply subtract the exponent. Understood that there's 1 here. 3 minus 1, that would be equal to 2. So that would be, once again, class, 2 divided by 2 is 1. M cubed divided by m, that would be equal to m squared. Simply subtract the exponent. 3 minus 1, that would be equal to 2. So that would be 1m squared. 1m squared, or we can just simply erase 1. That's okay. Alright, and then this one, divide this one. 4m squared divide 2m. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. M squared divided by m, that would be m raised to the power of 1, right? Subtract the exponent. 2 minus 1, that would be equal to 1. So that would be 2m. So positive 2m. Alright, and then last one, divide this one. 8m. 8m divide 2m. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. M divided by m, simply cancel m. Same letter and then same exponent, we can just simply cancel this out. So that would be 4, positive 4. Alright, and then we can always double check our answer by distributive property. So you multiply this one. 2m times m squared. So 2m multiplied by m squared. So understood that there's 1 here. 2 times 1 is 2. M times m squared, that would be m cubed. Simply add the exponent. A while ago, class, in division, we subtract the exponent. In multiplication, we will be adding the exponent. So understood that there's 1 here. 1 plus 2, that would be equal to 3. Yep, we have the same answer, 2m cubed. Alright, and then this one, 2m times 2m. 2 times 2 is 4. And then m times m, that would be m squared. Alright, and then last one, 2m times positive 4, that would be positive 8m. Yep, you will have the same answer. So therefore, you factor it out correctly. So this will be the factor for our denominator, 2m, open parenthesis, m squared, plus 2m, plus 4. Alright, so check this one out, class. We have the same numerator and then denominator. So therefore, we can just simply cancel this out. We can just simply cancel it out. And then therefore, our final answer, that would be m minus 2 over 2m. That's it, class. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 2. So once again, class, you cannot divide this one, class. This will be our final answer, class, with regards to example number 2. All set. Alright, so let me just erase this one. So therefore, our final answer, that would be m minus 2 over 2m. All set. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 3. So our given, we have x plus 3 over x cubed plus 27. So with regards to our numerator, x plus 3, we cannot simplify this one. This is the simplest form. So simply copy x plus 3. And then for our denominator, x cubed plus 27, we can still simplify this one. Alright, so once again, class, our first term is a perfect cube, and then our second term is a perfect cube. So first step, to get the factors, simply get the cube root of the first term. The cube root of x cubed, that would be equal to x. So simply cancel this out. So therefore, the cube root of x cubed, that would be equal to x. And then get the cube root of the second term, the cube root of 27. What's the answer, class? That's correct. That would be 3, right? Because if you multiply 3 by itself 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that would be equal to 27, right? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, that would be equal to 27. Therefore, the cube root of 27, that would be equal to 3. Alright, so cube root of the first term is x. Cube root of the second term, the cube root of 27, that would be equal to 3. Simply copy plus sign. So this will be our guide to get the second factor. So our second factor, get the square of the first term, x times x. So square of the first term, x times x, that would be equal to x squared. So x squared, and then simply multiply the first term and second term, x times 3, that would be 3x, and then your operation, class, it should be minus sign. So once again, class, your second factor, it should be positive, negative, and then positive. So x times 3, multiply the first term and second term, x times 3, that would be 3x, and then your operation, it should be minus sign. And then last operation, it should be plus sign. Positive, negative, and then positive. Get the square of the second term, 3, then squared. It means 3 times 3. 3 times 3, that would be equal to 9. Once again, class, remember this one, class, with regards to the equation. If you have sum, your first factor, the answer is plus, and then your second factor, it should be positive, negative, and then positive. Alright, so our factors, we have x plus 3, and then the other one, x squared minus 3x plus 9. Alright, so this is the same, numerator and then denominator, so therefore we can just simply cancel this out. Now, if you cancel this out, just remember this one, class, there is 1 on the numerator. Once again, class, we simply cancel this out, so therefore our final answer, this is remaining, right? We have x squared minus 3x plus 9. You can never have that answer, class, because you don't have a fraction in which you don't have the numerator. It should be 1 here on the numerator, class. Once again, class, when you divide this one, class, the answer is 1, right? Any expression, class, any number divide by the same number, the answer is 1, class. Example, 5 divided by 5. What's the answer, class? That's correct. That would be equal to 1, right? 5 divided by 5 is just the same with 1 over 1. 1 divided by 1, that would be equal to 1, right? So once again, class, any expression, class, example, x divided by x. X divided by x, class, the answer, class, is 1. It's not 0, class. Once again, class, x divided by x, the answer is 1. Okay, we can just simply cancel this out. The answer is 1 because I understood that there's 1 here. 1 divided by 1, that would be equal to 1. So therefore, x divided by x, the answer is 1. So therefore, we cancel this out, cancel this out, cancel this out, and then your remaining answer, class, that would be x squared minus 3x plus 9, right? Now, if you answer like this, class, x squared minus 3x plus 9, you will commit mistake, class, because you don't have your numerator. Once again, once you divide this one, understood that there's 1 here. Once again, class, we can put over 1 here. That's okay. That's the same. 1 quantity x plus 3 is just the same with 1 quantity x plus 3. So therefore, 1 divided by 1, that would be equal to 1. Understood that there's 1 here for our numerator. So if you cancel this out, and then your answer, class, that would be x squared minus 3x plus 9, you will commit mistake, class. This is wrong, class. Once again, class, this is mistake. You will commit mistake. So therefore, you should put 1 on the numerator. So that would be 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 9. This will be our final answer, class, with regards to example number 3. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 3. You should have 1, class, on the numerator. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 4. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 4. So our given, we have 18x minus 3x squared over x squared minus 12x plus 36. Alright, so for our numerator, we have 18x minus 3x squared. So we cannot apply the difference of two squares because 3 is not a perfect square, 18 is not a perfect square. So therefore, we can factor this out by common monomial factoring. What would be the greatest common factor of 18 and 3? That's correct, that would be 3, right? We can divide 18 by 3. We can also divide 3 by 3. So therefore, the greatest common factor, that would be 3. Alright, so 3. And then for the variable, select the variable with the least exponent. So x, the exponent is 1, so therefore we'll be selecting x. So there would be 3x. Open parenthesis, simply divide this one. 18x, divide 3x. 18 divided by 3 is 6. X divided by x, same letter and then same exponent, simply cancel this out. So there would be 6. And then this one, divide this one, negative 3x squared, divide 3x, negative 3, divided by positive 3, that would be negative 1, x squared divided by x, once again class, x squared divided by x, that would be x, right? Simply subtract the exponent 2, understood that there's 1 here, 2 minus 1, that would be 1. So negative 1x raised to the power of 1, or we can erase 1 here, we can erase 1 here. Understood that there's 1 here, so that would be negative x. Okay, this is negative x, and then close parenthesis. Once again class, 18x divided by 3x, the answer is 6. Negative 3x squared divided by 3x, so negative 3x squared divided by 3x, negative 3 divided by 3, that would be negative 1. X squared divided by x, that would be x. So we can erase 1 here, understood that there's 1 here, so that would be negative x. So you can always double check your answer by distributive property. 3x times 6, that would be 18x. 3x times negative x, that would be negative 3x squared. So understood that there's 1 here. 3 times negative 1, that would be negative 3. X times x, that would be x squared. Yup, you factor it out correctly. So this will be 3x, open parenthesis, 6 minus x, close parenthesis. Alright, and then for our denominator, x squared minus 12x plus 36. Now question class, is this a perfect square trinomial? Yup, this is a perfect square trinomial. How will you know that this is a perfect square trinomial? Simply get the square root of the first term, the square root of x squared, that would be x. Get the square root of the last term, the square root of 36, that would be equal to 6. Simply multiply your answer, 6 times x, or x times 6, or let's have x times 6. X times 6, that would be equal to 6x. Double your answer, 6x times 2, that would be equal to 12x. Now, if your answer is the same on the middle term, therefore, class, this is a perfect square trinomial. Once again, class, to know that this is a perfect square trinomial, simply get the square root of the first term, the square root of x squared, that would be x. Get the square root of the last term, the square root of 36, that would be 6. Simply multiply your answer, x times 6, that would be 6x. Double your answer, 6x times 2, that would be equal to 12x. So therefore, this is a perfect square trinomial. You have the same answer, 12x. Now, if this is a perfect square trinomial, it's easy for us, class, to factor this out. To factor this out, simply put 2 parentheses. Simply get the square root of the first term, the square root of x squared, that would be x. Put 2x, x, and then x. Get the square root of the last term, the square root of 36, that would be 6, 6, and then 6. Simply copy the sign of the middle term. So this is minus sign, copy minus sign, and then minus sign. That's it, class. Even, class, if you apply the FOIL method, multiplying this one, class, applying the FOIL method, I'm sure, class, you will get this answer. Alright, now question, is this our final answer? Nope, this is not yet our final answer. Once again, class, you cannot just simply cancel this out because this is not the same, class. Once again, class, you cannot simply cancel this out. This is not the same. 6 minus x is very different from x minus 6. Once again, class, this is not the same, class. Our x here is negative, this one is positive. So we can arrange this one. So you can arrange this one, negative x, and then positive 6. Once again, class, this is not the same because this is positive x and then minus 6. This is very different, class. This is positive, this is negative. So therefore, we cannot cancel this out. Now, question, sir, can we factor this out by negative 1? Once again, class, let me just copy this one. Our numerator, 3x, 6 minus x. So we can write this one 3x and then negative x plus 6. Once again, class, do not be confused, class. This is just the same, class. Once again, this is just the same, class. I simply arrange this one. We have negative x and then positive 6. Once again, this is positive 6 and then negative x. So this is just the same, class. Now question, sir. Can I factor this out, sir, by negative 1? Yep, you can factor this out by negative 1 because the greatest common factor of, understood that there's 1 here, right? The greatest common factor of 1 and 6, that's only 1. We can divide 1 by 1. We can also divide 6 by 1. So the greatest common factor, that would be 1. Now, since this is negative x, therefore, class, we can factor this out by negative 1 to make it positive. Once again, class, to make this x become positive, we can factor this out by negative 1. Let me just erase 3x, class, for you not to be confused. Let's focus with this one, class. Open parenthesis, negative x plus 6. Let's focus with this one, class. Can we factor this out by negative 1? Yep, we can factor this out by negative 1 so that we can make this x to become positive. So we can factor this out by negative 1. Once again, class, understood that there's 1 here. So we can factor this out by negative 1. And then simply divide this one. Negative x divide negative 1. So understood that there's 1 here, right? Negative 1 divided by negative 1, that would be positive 1. Simply copy x. Once again, class, negative x divided by negative 1. Negative x, negative 1x. We can write 1, class. That's okay. Negative 1x divided by negative 1. Negative 1 divided by negative 1. That's 1. Simply copy x. So that would be 1x. And then 6 divided by negative 1. 6 divided by negative 1. 6 divided by negative 1. That would be negative 6, right? Once again, class, positive divided by negative is negative. 6 divided by 1, that would be 6. So positive 6 divided by negative 1, that would be negative 6. This is negative 6 and then close parenthesis. So we can erase 1. That's okay. Understood that there's 1 here. Now question, class. Question, class. Is this the same? Question, class. Is this the same? Yup. This is just the same, class. Once again, class. This is just the same, class. Why is that, sir? Because if you multiply this one, class, using the derivative property, negative 1 times x, once again, class, negative 1 times x, that would be equal to negative 1x, right? Once again, class, negative 1 times x, that would be equal to negative 1x. And then negative 1 times negative 6, that would be equal to positive 6. Therefore, this is just the same. Once again, class, this is just the same. So therefore, this is just the same. So we can factor this out. So we have 3x a while ago. Once again, because we have 3x. And then we factor this out by negative 1. So therefore, this will be 3x multiplied by negative 1. Once again, class, I hope you're not confused, class. This negative x, it becomes positive x. And then we have negative 6. So x minus 6 and then negative 1 here on the outside. Now, since we have 3x, therefore, we need to multiply this one. 3x times negative 1. Once again, class, I hope you're not confused, class. We have 3x and then negative x plus 6, right? Once again, this is just the same, because we have 3x and then negative x plus 6. We factor this out by negative 1, so therefore this should be 3x. And then we have negative 1 outside, so times negative 1. If the variables, class, and the letters are close to each other and then you don't have the operation, it means multiplication. So we have 3x and then negative 1. And then we have x minus 6. I hope you're not confused, class. A while ago, we factor this out by negative 1. So this will be the answer, right? If you multiply this one, negative 1 times x, that would be negative x. Negative 1 times negative 6, that would be positive 6. So therefore, this is just the same, right? This is just the same. Now, since we have positive 3x and then we have negative 1, therefore, we need to multiply this one. 3x times negative 1, that would be negative 3x. Simply copy x minus 6. Alright, so therefore, this will be negative 3x and then x minus 6. And then for our denominator, we have x minus 6 and then x minus 6. Now, question, can we cancel this out right now? Yup, we can cancel this out because this is the same. So, cancel this out and then cancel this out. So, therefore, our final answer... So, final answer, we have negative 3x over x minus 6. That's it, class. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 4. Quite complicated, right? For example number 4. Alright, so how about you try this one, class? Example number 5. You can factor this out, class, by general trinomials. We do have many examples, class, in factoring this out, general trinomials. And then for our denominator, we can factor this out by the difference of two squares. First term is a perfect square, and then second term is a perfect square. So you try this one, class, number 5, and then you put your answer on the comment section down below. Let me check, class, if you really understand our topic. So once again, class, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.